I want to watch the replay. I want to do some analysis. So hey, welcome back everyone to another Road to Masters series. Today we are playing ZvZ on the very lowest end of the Diamond League. I was the Blue Zerg. I don't know why it always shows me the opponent first. Maybe that's some sort of setup issue. Anyways, as you can see, this was a 10-minute match, which is fairly long for a ZvZ, given that it's not late game, and it definitely was not late game. So for the beginning, this is a very short map, and I decided to go for a 13 pool into quick link rush, because if you do that, it's a fairly safe build. Now he's also decided to do that, but he also tried to go for a quick link speed as well, which is a very aggressive build, and it's easy to recognize. Now my initial plan is to go and run by with 6 Zerglings, and if he doesn't have anything, then just do as much damage as I can and try to capitalize on that. Now, what could happen? He either goes for 16 hatch first into a gas pool, which means that it's an auto win for me because I can immediately deal a metric ton of damage. Option number 2 is that he's going for 16 pool, which is an auto win for him. No, okay, not an auto win, but it's a very solid to defend with. And the other option is that we are both going for 12 or 13 pools, which happens now, which means that nobody does any real damage to anyone, but he will have a slight advantage in tech because his metabolic boost will come out earlier, which means that the Zergling speed is going to be in his favor, which has micro potential, but at this level it might hurt you even more than help you. On the other hand, I have my queen ready before his. That's only a slight advantage, but ZvZ is more about the drones and the larva production than anything else. Plus, my expansion is earlier than his. Now, his 6 Zergling come out at the same time, and therefore we trade, like, he traded inefficiently, therefore we are 5 on 5 in the Zergling action, and until this happened, I got a very slight worker lead because I did not favor gas mining and more Zerglings. He did, which will be clear from me thanks to my overlord, because I can see that okay, 2, 4, and 6 more Zergling is coming over, and later on I will catch even the 8th one. So in my production tab, you will be able to see that I am panic buying a couple of Zerglings, and I already have a couple more. And yes, that was actually the right decision, because by the time he arrives to my hatchery, my Zerglings are popping. And at this point, if I would not have reacted this way, I would have lost the hatchery, because this amount of Zergling is more than enough to kill a hatch, so I would either need to cancel, which would then put me in a very significant disadvantage, or would need to sacrifice something very important. Now, I had more Zerglings, I killed his Zerglings, I had superior position, so my hatch is ahead. I have more army right now. My eco is better. And the only advantage he has is the fact that he already has finished metabolic boost. He bought 2 defensive queens, which is a smart decision because the small ramp can be plugged in with 2 queens, making it impossible for the Zerglings to go through. Now here I see that he has the link speed, so I decided to just attack with these because there's no way I will defend them. And the rest of the Zerglings are going home, and I'm also buying a little bit more because I can see that he is going for link heavy build. At this point, I'm not a fan of what he is doing because he's mining gas continuously, which he doesn't use. On the other hand, I'm already attacking up to roaches because if he is not careful, he will be caught off guard. I also bought a lot of links because I was expecting more and more Zergling pushes. And yeah, at this point I'm already so far ahead because yes, I only have 1 more worker. But if we take a look at the unit loss tab, wow, we are confusingly equal on everything, but my eco is getting up right now, and those slight advantages come through in ZvZ. But I had more army when I went to his base, just by a little margin, and his unit positioning was wrong, so I killed a couple of Zerglings for free. That gave me a significant advantage. I decided to go and try to kill a couple of drones here, which was okay. I could have gone up. I was not sure if he has a Baneling left or not, so I decided not to. Because if there were 1 Baneling, I could have lost all my Zerglings. Instead I killed the Queen. I I made sure that he stays at home, because 3 Zerglings is not an army that's gonna come and try to get me. This way, his larva production is fairly okay, but I'm still like, I kind of got into bad spot in my mind, because I was like, okay, I see that he doesn't have a lot of stuff, so I have to go and attack, which to this point was okay, because I killed a lot of lings and I killed queen. That's always a good trade. I also kill a couple of stuff now, but his Zerglings are popping right now, so continuous attack is not needed anymore. And at the same time, I got a very nice worker advantage, which I am actually using, because I am mine from 2 bases, and I don't mine gas for no reason. He tagged up a lair, which could have been justified by many things, but at this point my roaches are up and he knows I have them, so he knows that he has to do something about that, so he produces more and more Zerglings, which is a good reaction. A small amount of roaches will not be able to deal with a lot of Zerglings, because Zerglings are inferior to roaches in fairly equal number, but at this point he can surround my roaches and just eat them alive. So I decided to plug them in the wall or in the nuke. This reduces the surface area, which means that the Zerglings are fighting the roaches way too long. But this also meant that I knew that my roaches are done. I'm gonna lose them. So at this point I'm just abandoning attack. I forced more and more unit out of him, which is a great thing, because by the way, while I'm doing this, I got just 2 more drones out somehow. So the worker advantage is growing significantly over time. I have a couple of roaches which will defend me from a quick Zergling push, because I know that he doesn't have the larva and the economy to support continuous production of high amount of Zerglings for now. I send out a couple of overlords just to make sure that I know where his army is moving. He also did a little of that, but it's more like a tactical move to have overlords in corners in case he would want to go for Nidus, which by the way he does, and I have no idea about that. Instead I'm just going for roaches, going for eco, going for a 3rd base, and I realized that his option is either to try to go macro up as well, so I have to track his 3rd base options, or go for a very quick 2 base push, or go for some cheese, which is the Nidus, or go for hidden bases. So I decided to go for every base with an overlord on his side of the map. This way I can track if he is trying to do anything cheeky. Now, at this point, I'm upgrading attack. This means that the roaches will deal more damage, which means that a roach deals 16 damage to a Zergling by standard, but if it's upgraded, it's going to be able to deal, it deals 17 damage. And with 2 attacks, it can kill a Zergling. If it's unupgraded, the Zergling takes 3 shots, which is a significant upgrade in the Roaches versus Zergling army. He wanted to go for a Nidus push. I started to hunt an Overlord. I show him that I have a 3rd base, and he decides to attack. He decides to hunt down the base, which is not the right play, because at this point he could have already been here with the Nidus. He didn't want to show it, I guess, but at this point he just comes in. Yes, he will hunt the queen down, that's okay, because I got a couple of roaches and I'm starting to kill his Zerglings. He also kills a lot of drones. I should have pulled these away. This was a net loss of 10 drones, around 10 drones, 12, yeah. I kill a couple of Zerglings and he constantly tries to deal damage, which is a smart decision, but at the same time it costs him a lot of Zerglings and it costs him a lot of APM. And I'm not bringing away the roaches. He tries to be cheeky. If he would have saved, well, I saw it with the Overlord, but if he would have been just staying here for like 10 more seconds, I would have repositioned my roaches out of fear. What if he's walking around? And then he could have come in and sniped the base, which would have been a great idea by him. He's sending out a drone here to have a hidden base, which is going to be scouted, because he doesn't really pay attention to the minimap, which is a very low diamond, high platinum league thing to do. Now this comes as a surprise. I should have had an overlord over here because that's the most standard Nidus position ever. But I decided that, okay, we need to attack in. I have to. I got my upgrade done. I got my speed done. So this is a timing attack. And I hear the Nidus and I decided, okay, I don't care about my home, let's base race. I also wanted to go for Hydras and because I was afraid of Mutalisks, and I also wanted to go for Lurkers on the later game. But I decided, okay, I got upgraded Roaches. I can attack into your base. And I'm having Roaches built at home, so I'm not gonna care about that. And I just decided to go in. And since he doesn't really have anything at home, and he doesn't have enough larva to produce out of his 1800 minerals, I just auto win here because he has nothing at home. My roaches kill his army, and he doesn't have an Nidus network exit anymore. So I just locked him in and started to kill him. And the +1 upgrade makes it sure that the roaches make very short work of his army. And at this point, I just win. GG. I hope we all learned something from this experience, because I think that he had a couple of good ideas, but he overcommitted with the Zerglings. And at the same time, I think that my biggest flaw was that I did not pull away drones. My tech switch was okay. My scouting was horrible. I should have seen miles ahead that there's going to be a Nidus. First of all, have better overlord positioning around my base to make sure that I can catch where the Nidus network goes up. And I should have sent Speed Lords into his base to make sure that I see what he has. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this short little analysis on my thought processes in this Diamonds rematch with Zerg. If you are interested in any kind of content like this in the future, you can follow me on Facebook, you can follow me on YouTube. Easy game and easy life. Bye.